Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video on the RGTV YouTube channel. Today we got some pretty cool, some a little bit different, not really super Sounders related. Potentially, actually, we could be talking about a couple Sounders on here, but we're doing our personal RGTV All-Star Voting. Basically, what J. Ross and I are going to do, we're just going to pick our team. We're going to come to a unanimous agreement on who should be in what positions, and we're going to go ahead and draft our all-star team and submit it. All right, so we're going to start off top to bottom, then we're going to make our way top and then left to right. So we're going to start with the goalkeeper. J-Ross, you know what? J-Ross, I'll let you kick things off. I'll let you kick things off today. So go ahead, tell me who you got in goal.
Well, thanks for letting me take the lead off role. And for me, I was deciding between the two New York keepers, between Freese and Cornell. And for me, I just ended up going Carlos Cornell from the Red Bulls. You look at his stats, 64 saves, which is fourth in the MLS, yet they've only conceded 19 goals when we're filming this. Like, they have one of the better goals against in the league. They're giving up a ridiculous amount of shots and opportunities, and Cornell is really keeping the Red Bulls in that playoff hunt.
Yeah, I was considering him too. I went a different direction, but let's say he has been outstanding. And you just look at the numbers. He's in the upper percentile of most of them. I actually went with a familiar face. I went with Dane St. Clair, mainly because, well, first of all, Minnesota United are having a fantastic season, and I wanted to have one Minnesota United player in here at least. I went with Dane St. Clair just because their defense is one of the best in the West. And if you look at his save percentage, he's up there at the top as well. And he's just you watch the guy with your eyes. He's just an incredibly talented goalkeeper. And whenever the Sounders play against him, he usually gives us big problems. So I opted to go with him. But there's a lot of good choices you could go with. So honestly, it doesn't, either way you want to go.
I think St. Clair earned it. After what he did to us yesterday, I think we just have to put him in the squad. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and I think if you ask a lot of Minnesota fans, I think they would say the same, that he's one of, if not their most valuable player. So we'll go ahead and put Dane St. Clair in goal to kick off our roster. But honestly, I like the point that you made about the fact that Red Bulls give up and face so many shots, and he's still is up there with the save percentages and all this stuff. There's a lot of good goalkeepers in the league. I feel like that position's actually gotten a lot better as the years have gone on, to be honest with you. We used to have some dreadful goalkeeper play in this league, and it's getting a lot better. All right, and then moving on to left back. To me, I feel like this one's also a bit of a banker, honestly. I went with Wagner from Philadelphia Union. I think 1 goal, 6 assists for Philadelphia Union, first place in the East. He's just a fantastic player. I feel like he's easily deserving of this left back spot.
Yeah, he's the best left back in the league, in my opinion. I still can't believe Philly got him from the Bundesliga 3, and he's just one of those guys you can just lock him in for hovering around double-digit assists, like one of the most consistent left backs in this league. Philly have a gem at their outside back. I think we can both agree on that one and move right back into the center back. That's a bit of a wash. I think it's Wagner.
It's honestly one of the quicker selections on the list, to be honest with you. The guy's incredible, and he is, like you say, the best left back in the league. And I don't think I guess Jordi Alba, of course, you could always put him in, throw him in there in the mix. But Wagner, I think, is just on a different level this season as well. Then the 2 center backs. All right, we're gonna split this up. We're gonna have J. Ross make 1 pick. Yeah, I will make 1 pick.
I'm picking Tristan Blackman from the Whitecaps. I just think their back line, their team as a whole has been, albeit besides last night, a complete Cinderella story with everything. And I think Blackman, their back line in general, has been a big part of that. And so I picked Tristan Blackman to go in. They've only given up 12 goals when we're filming this. And Blackman has just been a rock at the back for them. And the thing that they got him at such a steal away from LAFC, I don't know why, but I really like him as a player, and I think he has to go to this team.
Yeah, and I know it's an MLS All-Star list, but not only when you factor in their MLS form, but he's a big part of the reason why they even got to the Champions League final. I know they got absolutely murked, but still to even get there, he's a big part of that reason why. And he was in my list as well. He was my first choice, and my second choice. Listen, we are Rave Green TV. This is a Seattle Sounders channel, and you could say maybe there's a bit of bias, but I have some numbers behind this pick, okay? I am going to go with the boy, Yeimar Gomez Andrade. And listen, bro, I guarantee you not many people have him in the list, and I get it, okay? Listen,
Fanboy alert, fanboy alert, fanboy alert, fanboy alert.
Also, like Blackman was my banker, and then after that, it was like a lot of names. I couldn't really decide, but I wanted to show some Sounders love here, okay? And this is my like genuinely probably biased pick, but bro, just hear me out. Hear me out. That's all I gotta say. When it comes to just actually being a defender, defensive actions, Yamar is absolutely in the top. He's like 95th percentile in defensive actions. He's top percentile in tackles, interceptions. Just his ability on the ball is also very good. And then also, like, listen, I know the Sounders do have depth at center back, but he's been having to deal with like multiple different center back partners, and just the defense around him hasn't been as great. But he's been the one dude that's just always consistently solid. And yeah, I know he's had a couple mistakes here and there, but I don't think those little mistakes, in my opinion, cost him for the amount of tremendous play he has done this season. On Sunday against Minnesota, I think that was pretty much our first full game without Yamar making an appearance at all. And like absolutely no presence in the box defensively. We looked completely out of sync. The marking in the box was poor. Like it just goes to show you how valuable he is to the team. And I know that the Sounders defensive record has not been what it was in the past, but it is certainly not due to him. And you just take a look and see what happens when he's not in the team and when you face a quality side, it gets pretty ugly. So listen, I think that I know probably not everyone's first pick, but I feel like there's a lot of good reasons why he could make it. And listen, it's the Sounders channel. I got my pick. What do you think? What do you think? Did I make it? Did I make a good case for him, or is this an absolute blunder by me? Let me know.
I personally had Miles Robinson in my team, but since we are RGTV, we are going to keep Yamar in this squad. Up the lads.
That my actual center back pairing was Blackman and Miles Robinson, but listen, bro.
What do you mean? Our actual pairing is Yamar and Tristan Blackman. So.
Yep. And shout out Kim Kee Jackson right now. I'm just kidding. Listen,
I thought you were gonna say Kim Kee, and I might have had to end this video for bias. Honestly, if Cheyenne was here, but he's doing Cheyenne things, I think Cheyenne would have Kim Kee at center back.
Cheyenne would be like, "Yep, 100%. I back it, 100% all the way." And then Georgie at the left.
Georgie, okay, left wing, right wing, and striker.
I feel like as any sort of sports team podcast, sports team specific podcast, or content creation, I feel like everyone gets that one pass. You know, you get that one pass to make your biased. That's like strictly. The thing is, it's not even strictly biased, but it's heavily biased. Let's just put it that way. Okay, it's not like I'm just throwing in like prime Javi Arriaga in there for no reason, you know. But that's our bias pick. I feel like we're allowed, one bias pick, but
on record, prime Arriaga is that LAFC game in the playoffs, and he was like a top 3 defender in the world off of that performance. So
I know, I'm not gonna lie, when I said prime Arriaga, like I literally meant like prime, like shithouse Arriaga.
Straight red cards.
I wasn't thinking about actual like peak performance Arriaga. I was thinking about prime, like absolute fucking chaos, like tucked in shirt, reckless challenge. Like, yeah, that's what went through my mind. But moving on. Okay, we got our center back pairing. We'll move on to the right back position. I feel like this is also just another banker. I feel like everyone who's made any list I've seen has this guy in here. But we're going to Alex Freeman. I mean, 4 goals from the right back position and 1 assist. And I know, J. Russ, I was supposed to ask you, but I just assumed that you have him in here too. He's like one of the biggest, most obvious dudes to put in the list anyways. So,
yeah, I mean, you look anywhere on social, anyone that watches MLS consistently is having him at right back. I mean, he's having 4 goals from right backs, kind of unheard of at this stage of the season. It gives flashbacks to like prime Ryan Hollingshed when he was a lock for something like this. But on the other side, he's kind of a wash. I think we can go right into the DM position.
All right, and then speaking of the DM position, J. Ross, I'm going to let you go ahead. Make your case for this next selection.
Okay. Well, you got your turn of Sounders bias. And so I think it's my turn for some Sounders bias. I don't know if you have this guy on your team, but my 6 is Christian Roldan. The last 3 to 4 game weeks or so, Roldan, I think, has really just shown why he is such a rock in our team. And he's listed as a DM in this team, but Roldan can play any position on the field and give at least a 7 out of 10. No matter the match. So MLSsoccer.com earlier said he had 6 assists. It's like insane how well-rounded this guy is. You can play him anywhere defensively. He's going to be a rock. He can start the attack, and his engine, this guy runs for days. Like, he does not get tired.
I mean, how many games have we walked away from this year and have been like, Christian Roldan was the best player on the pitch by a mile, regardless of team? Would you like to know who I had at my defensive mid spot?
You can, but he ain't going in.
Oh, he is. Oh, he is going in because it's also
Okay.
Christian Roldan.
Okay.
That's who I had. Bro, this guy, like, it's not crazy to say when you factor in his versatility, he is one of the more valuable players in the league. To the attacking mid position now, and listen, this honestly, I think this might have been the toughest for me because I feel like there's a lot of good candidates that you could put here. My first selection here was Evander from Cincinnati. Obviously, makes the move from Portland to Cincinnati, and I mean, just hits the ground running immediately. I mean, I guess we did expect that because he's an all-league player. He's a fantastic talent. But it's like, since he lost their league MVP, they lost Lucho Acosta. Like, this dude was the best player, if not one of the best players in the MLS. And then they bring in Evander, and it's like they're still at the very top, and he's pretty much the heart and soul of that offense. And, without him, I don't know where Cincinnati would be. But
So I had Evander too in my first attacking mid spot, and I hope the fans can forgive us for putting X-Timber in this team. But at the same time, I'm happy he's out of Portland because I can actually somewhat enjoy watching him play soccer now because he is just so fun to watch. Transition, his range of passing, like everything in the attacking phase of play. He is so freaking good in all around attack. And I'm just happy that at least now I can watch him and not grind my teeth that this guy is just down the road from us.
Jaros, I'll let you start with the other attacking mid position.
I have Espinoza from San Jose. So I don't know if you had the same, but he has 8 assists, 53 key passes. He's going back and forth, leading both or close to leading both those categories in the MLS. And the turnaround of San Jose this year has been mind-blowing. The fact that, like, I'm willing on a Saturday night to say, hey, I'm gonna watch some San Jose Earthquakes game. It's been the last however long. Espinoza is kind of like the only guy that's worth watching in San Jose. And now they have a legit team, and he's still a huge reason as to why.
He's a fantastic player, and I actually had him. I had him in my team, then I took him out. But I think I had Ojeda from Orlando City. I had him in my team because I think he's a fantastic player. He's got the stats to back it up as well. But I'm willing to concede Christian Espinoza because I had him in my team originally, and I think he's absolutely worthy of being in the spot as well. Christian Espinoza, welcome to our All-Star ballot. And then here we go. We got the crown jewels, the top 3, the front lines of the team. This is a crowded room, gentlemen. This is an absolutely crowded room. There's a lot of names you could put in here. Ross, I'll let you kick off the front lines. So who do you got in that left forward position? But before we do that, are we like?
Oh, I cheated. I cheated. 100%. There's 2. Well, I have 2 strikers.
That's what I was going to ask. So are we doing? Does it have to be left, center, right, or are we just
absolutely?
Kind of...
No.
Yeah. Okay.
If I'm starting, then I'm gonna go with a guy who, I mean, we've known he was good. We all knew this, but right up the road, the opposite way on I-5, I put Brian White in my attack. I mean, he has to be there. 10 goals this far through the year, and he just finds a way to put the ball in the back of the net. His range of finishing is insane. The types of goals he can score, and he's been just part of, similar to that San Jose. The Whitecaps have been dreadful literally since they were formed in the MLS. Their like biggest historical landmark coming this year is winning the Canadian Championship, and all of a sudden they are a legit MLS powerhouse, and he's the spearhead of their attack. And I wish the Sounders could have made a signing like this. Like, an inner MLS move to a guy this caliber is insane work from the Whitecaps. And I love watching Brian White play, as much as it hurts me to see a Whitecap striker perform this well. But he is a legit striker in this league.
I have Brian White in my team too. Here's the thing. Originally, I did have Brian White, and I'm still inclined to put Brian White in my team. The only thing is like, it's not him. It's nothing against him. I feel like you gotta put Messi in this team, and this is the problem for me. Okay, so I mean, Messi, after the amazing, like, best performance of any player in the entire season was Messi last week. 2 goals, 3 assists. Leads the league in goal contributions. Like, Miami are near the top of the table. And I know, like, maybe they've been a bit disappointing because they're not just completely thrashing the league like they did last year. But this is an old team. They're spearheaded by a bunch of old guys, a bunch of unks, if you will. I mean, the most talented player in the league with the most goal contributions. Like, how can you leave that guy off? I know I sound like a MLS Miami shill, but to me, Messi's got to be in the team. He will be in the team. The MLS is not going to leave him out.
You're not going to not have Messi. Like, that was my
Yeah.
thing. I have Messi in my team too, which means I left a pretty big name off this lineup card. I mean, it's historically MLS. It's a balance between who's the best player in the league and who is the league's favorite players. And Messi is objectively the MLS's favorite player, and that's not an
He's
insult.
also the MLS's best
He's the best player of all time, and he deserves to be in. I mean, and this is so different than in years past when you see star name players make the MLS All-Star team while being terrible. It's like Messi's also putting up numbers to the point where it's like he has to be in the team. He has to be in the team.
It's stupid. Like,
anyone who tries to argue it is lying.
But this is what I mean. So this is where it kind of throws me for a bit of a loop here, because we have Messi in here. I wanted, for the debut season, San Diego, I wanted to put a San Diego player here. I wanted to put Dreyer into my team. And this is where the dilemma comes in. Because I had Dreyer in my team. I had Messi in my team, which means one of Brian White or Baribo.
Ty Baribo, in my team, it was for me between Brian White and Anders Dreyer. And I ended up putting Brian White, but I'm okay with either because Dreyer has also been very similar to the numbers I talked about with Espinoza. Dryer's in there too with insane assists, but like 43 key passes. That's like both of those are towards the top of the league. So I'm okay with either. I think that Dreyer, you can't go wrong with putting any combination of the three.
Well, here's the thing. Baribo, he's the top scorer in the league. Philadelphia Union have, I believe, the most points in the league. So obviously, to me, he's a banker. He's got to go in. And it was difficult for me too. That was the dilemma I had, was with Dreyer and Brian White. And I just think it's so impressive to see San Diego immediately come into the MLS. He comes in first year and he's just tearing the league up.
So I'm okay with let's do Dreyer and Baribo.
And like, that's the biggest. And again, you could throw in, like, I think Denis Bouanga. You know, he's an all-star caliber player. He's worth a mention. But yeah, Brian White is probably the biggest snub. And it sucks. But there's just a lot of
There's a lot of attackers that could have been this team. Chippo Moting, another guy from Red Bulls, he could have easily been in here. I saw a lot of guys put him in. There's a ton of guys where it's like that fringe attacking midfield.
Up here too. He's
100%.
Really turning it up. He got more goals than Brian White, but I think Brian White's probably the biggest snub. But this is the team, and I'm happy with it. Honestly. I think everyone on here is deserving. Everybody on here is deserving. And this is the most accurate team, and if you disagree, you're wrong. I don't know what to tell you. This team's perfect. The only thing it's missing is all Sounder players, but other than that, it's perfect. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is our team in all its glory. If you agree with us, let us know in the comments. If you have differing opinions, if you think, a couple guys shouldn't be here. I know, obviously, like, Yeimar is the one dude who should absolutely be here. So there better not be any negative comments about that at all.
How would you even argue it?
You can't. There's no argument. So, I mean, if you want to argue about anybody else, feel free. Feel free in the comments. If you like this video, please throw a thumbs up on it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and check out our YouTube membership. It's cheap, really cool perks in there. So at least check it out if you haven't already. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you all have a blessed day.